Skip Happens. Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens. Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
Hi, everybody. And first of all, a big shout out to John Williard. That is the voice of the intro of the Skip Happens podcast. And John has been known as the voice of the CMAs for a lot of years. And, you know, it's just a huge voiceover artist. So, but most importantly, we have a great guest here tonight. We got a few things in common, and he's actually going to be making a trip to upstate New York. Here, I say upstate. I'm not talking about Poughkeepsie. I'm talking about Syracuse, upstate New York. He's going to be in Verona. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I want y'all to say hello to Cody Webb. Cody, what's up, man? How are you?
What's going on, y'all? Man, I'm great.
Yeah,
thanks y'all for having me on.
Absolutely. We're, the question, the first question, and Deb's probably, she's so used to this. Where are you?
Man, right now I'm actually at a house we just bought in South Carolina. I'm, I've lived in Nashville since 2014. And my whole family, my wife's whole family is from South Carolina. And we just decided to buy a house down here. And so we're spending a lot of time. I was in Nashville last week. I'll be up there next week. And but I was here for the 4th and stayed down through this week in South Carolina. So we've been doing a lot of stuff with family down here. And so, yeah, we bought this little house. It's got a little pool. And we're hanging out here for a while. And
I would assume it's pretty hot.
Dude, today was like, yeah, that's one thing. Like I said, we've lived in Nashville since 2014. I grew up here in South Carolina, but I mean, it's hot in Nashville. It's like next level hot here. I just forgot how hot it was.
Well, you have a pool, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So my daughter lives out there in the pool, and you can't drag her out of it. And she's 4, and she's got a ton of cousins down here. It's been great for her and for all of us, really. So
hopefully somebody keeps a close eye on her, though, with that pool. Pools make me nervous.
Yeah. Me too, man.
They're awesome to have.
I was aware of that when we bought the house, but I feel like since I've been here, I realized, okay, you got to think about this 24/7. When you have a little one running around,
you got to get one of those. What's that, Deb?
No, go ahead.
I would get one of those pool alarms. Don't they float or something? And if the water gets, let's say something or somebody falls in, sets off the alarm.
Yeah, send me that. I haven't heard of those. So
yeah, I think
that's a good idea. Actually.
Well, you missed the sale because the Amazon Prime days were yesterday and the day before. But still, no, they'd be good to have. So let's talk about you, man. So here we are. We're like, first of all, right off the top, and Deb, I think you know this as well. You've got a single coming out tomorrow. You've got a song called Peaches. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Midnight tonight, man. I grew up in a tiny little town called Ridge Springs, South Carolina, and it's funny. Nothing against Georgia, but everybody knows Georgia's the peach state, and I'm sure y'all have heard that. The peach state, but the tiny town in South Carolina that I grew up in, there's one farm there that grows more peaches than the entire state of Georgia. So my little town is just like there's peaches everywhere if you go there during the summer, and I was actually going through my hometown a couple years ago. Me and my daughter were riding through there. Peaches everywhere, and we started making up that little song, just peaches in a can, peaches in a basket, tractor pulling peaches, holding up traffic. And so it just stuck in my head, and man, finally I got together with my co-writer Larry McCoy, and we made it into a real song, and here we are putting it out. So
absolutely. I mean, so the whole idea just came about by driving through town.
Yeah, just there's peaches everywhere, and I don't know. I make up dumb little songs with my daughter all the time. We made up some today, about like a green frog, and just we make up little songs all the time. So that's how it started. Just a stupid little song. Me and my daughter could sing. Peaches in a can, peaches in a basket, tractor pulling peaches, holding up traffic.
Wait, is she getting co-write credits on this song or what?
Heck no, she's. Oh man, you give her an inch, she takes a mile.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's all right. She's a little girl. I get it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it just started pouring down rain too. I hope that's not messing up our audio. I think
no, we're good. We're good. Okay. I can hear a little bit in the background.
I'm in this little pool house, and it's got like a tin roof, and it's really loud. So I just realized that. But
no, you're fine, dude. Anyways, it's a podcast. Anything goes. It is.
That's
That's why
right.
we call it Skip Happens, by the way, because all this, something's bound to happen. We don't go through an episode without something happening. Maybe it's just the
Love it.
rain for this episode. So,
Yeah.
You
So
can't hear the in the background.
What's that?
You can't hear the dog making noises in the background.
Oh no, I don't hear any of that.
Okay, good. The rain is taking over. Then that's okay.
I actually hear the rain a little bit, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a little louder. I think it's slacking off. It should pass pretty quickly.
Yeah, we had that earlier today. It was
It's
crazy.
clear skies out here. It's just supposed to be a little one passing through.
That's how it is there, right? It rains for 10 minutes and it stops.
Dude, everybody says if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. So
It'll change. That's so true. Tell us
Mhm.
about your music. How long have you been doing music?
Doing music, man. I feel like there's so many phases of this, and it's evolved obviously and changed so many times. But really my whole life, my mom was the music minister at the church I grew up in, a small Southern Baptist church. So she always had me, doing the handbells and that sort of thing. And my dad has written songs for years before I was born. He probably had written a couple hundred songs since before I was born. And he had a local band. They played Southern rock and some old country and stuff like that. So I grew up going to his gigs and, sleeping on the side of the stage or behind the stage when I was a kid, and just really grew up around it. And started taking piano lessons when I was real young and didn't stick with that, but started guitar shortly after that. The guitar player in my dad's band started teaching me some.
Very cool.
Then I started practicing with them when I was about 12. We practiced every Sunday, and I got to play my first gig with them when I was 12, like a local festival, near my hometown. And so that was kind of my first gig.
Were you scared to do that? I mean, it being your first gig to get up there and, at the age of 12.
I had this one little solo, and when it came up, I was getting so nervous, my hands started shaking. So it's all on videotape. My dad has this on video, and I was like, just got to my solo, and my hands just doing this, and it just was terrible. And I didn't do it, but it's really funny to look back at that stuff now.
You still get nervous?
I mean, for some stuff, not a normal show, I enjoy every show. Like people ask me if I get tired of it. We play all the time. We travel hard and all that, but dude, I just love it. I mean, there's definitely times I'm burnt out where I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I haven't slept in 3 days, and we're just constantly driving around, eating terrible, and hadn't seen my but as soon as I get a good night's sleep, it's like, man, I'm ready to do this again, But yeah, I mean, I get nervous in like certain awkward situations, but not a lot, because I feel like I've just been through everything so many times. I've kind of gotten to the mindset like, what's the worst that could happen? They're not gonna kill me, I guess. So,
well, you're young. You can endure a lot right now. So
yeah. Sometimes it's just like the quiet church, like if you're playing in front of a big church or something where everybody's like quiet and just, you're playing something this very unusual, not like a normal show.
And all eyes are on you.
Oh, like a wedding or a funeral or something. If like you're playing the walking down the aisle song or the, I don't know, something like that can be nerve-wracking.
Talking about that, I mean, you go to a wedding and there's usually somebody playing a guitar and singing a song. Do you get asked to do that?
I do, and man, I love weddings, but I try to avoid them at all costs. Because man, some are great, but man, there's some brides that just make you just want to,
the bride villas.
Oh my gosh, we had for the first time ever. I just politely told, I had to back out of one last year, and I don't do a lot of weddings. I had to just finally, say, guys, I don't think this is for me, But I tell you what makes me nervous. Doing the national anthem, like we've done that national anthem at for like a Panthers game. We've done the Dodger Stadium in LA, which was really hard because there's a bad echo. There's like a really long delay, and that was kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah, I bet that would. To be honest with you, and Deb knows this, I'm one of the PA announcers for a AAA baseball team for the Mets right here in Syracuse, the Syracuse Mets. And before the Mets came in and changed everything up, the sound system, the big speakers were way out in the outfield.
Oh yeah,
I would go, and now batting number 21, and now batting, and it comes back at you, and it's like, wow, whoa. And if you're not accustomed to that, it'll mess you up big time.
It's tough. Yeah,
very tough. How would you tell us about your music? What would you say if somebody said, what's Cody's music like? What would you tell them?
Man, I would just say very honest and just I guess I'm a normal country boy from South Carolina. I grew up on 65 acres hunting and fishing and doing all the same things you do like that. But I think family very authentic. I've written a lot of songs about my dad, my grandpa, my daughter, my wife. Just small town stuff. And but I grew up playing Southern rock and all the Skinner and Allman Brothers stuff. So I was a guitar player before anything. So
Very cool.
I feel like guitar is my biggest strength that I hardly ever use. So it's kind of one of those things that a lot of people that find my music at first don't really realize I'm a guitar player, and I forget I am sometimes because I don't play a ton of guitar in my show. I have a few little moments, our show I'll do some guitar stuff, but so I guess kind of an edgy Southern rock, really country. I don't know.
No, that's cool.
We need a little bit more of that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And because it's a little more uplifting. I know we were talking before the lights and the camera went on about different country music and how we love some of the ballads and the love songs that come out. But, the flip side is we need some upbeat stuff too, which is what you're doing with Peaches, by the way. But still, we need something to make us feel good in that sense, with the upbeat music, make us feel better.
For sure.
Yeah, I can hear the rain, dude.
Oh, it just started raining really hard.
I love the rain, though. It's very relaxing.
It is.
And see, now it's trying to stop again. So it looks clear, though.
Right now, if I was where you are, if I were there, I'd be laying down taking a nap because the sound of the rain.
Oh, it's amazing.
Relaxes you.
Oh,
well,
what I really
probably
now. I can take a second and go in the other room if I need to.
No, dude, this is all good. I love it.
Okay.
It's all good. We can hear you loud and clear. Just in the background, we can hear the rain. You're fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. We want to know about this NFL, what happened. What was it? It was a while ago. You did a song for the NFL and Dolly Parton was the narrator of this video, or?
So I guess that was my first acting gig. It's a long story, but speaking of, I did the Dodgers national anthem. The same person that found that said, "Hey," they call a manager and said, "Hey, the NFL draft's in Nashville this year, and they're looking for an actor to be in the intro." So I basically shot for 2 days the intro to the draft, and they followed me and a football player, like going from high school to pros. It was like me going from playing small bars to breaking through as a having a big break as a country artist. So they shot all that. We shot it in Nashville, and it was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, Dolly Parton narrated it, and it's out there somewhere on the internet.
Was this year that you did that? Was that this year? Was that this year or last year?
It was
2019.
20. Oh, wow, back.
2020, yeah, because it was right. No, hold on, I'm sorry. 2019, because it was before the pandemic and it was in April.
Okay. So. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Man, it doesn't seem like that long ago. That was 4 years ago. That's crazy.
That was before everything shut down.
We can't count a couple of years in there. That just didn't exist. So
no, I agree. Did they give you acting lessons before you did that, or did you have to go in and teach yourself?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just wing it.
Nothing. Just wing it. Yeah. But man, it's crazy how many hours goes into shooting like a 90-second clip.
Yeah.
We shot for like 12, 14 hours a day for 2 days, maybe 2.5 days. Like it was a ton of shooting for like this 90-second clip. It was like, how does it take that long to shoot, to make all this stuff? Makes you appreciate these movies they make.
Well, when you do your music video, how long does it take? Like, how long did it take you to complete Peaches for the
Peaches video was almost the death of me. Like,
right?
We shot it the week after Memorial Day, and my wife and I were in Cancun the week before, leading up for a friend of ours from Nashville's wedding. So I was trying to get everything in place the week before we left for Cancun, and we all came to our new house here in South Carolina. The film crew from Nashville, the actors, everybody came, and so we're like piling into this little house, and we shot all day Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we shot another music video on Thursday for a different song. But it took us like sun up to like midnight, 1 a.m. both nights to get that one done.
For a 3-minute video.
But the planning for it was just like outrageous. Like to get the jail and the sheriff costumes and the actors and the band all coordinated, all the Peaches, the farm, the truck. I mean, it was just so many things we had to get together. It was a checklist a mile long,
So did you not write the script, but did you have the vision for this video with this song, or does somebody else do that?
Well, I did. It's kind of evolved about 3 times. So my buddy Justin, we call him Squeaks because he talks like this. He's got a really high voice. He's one of my best friends. He was down here in January at our new house, and we were talking about shooting this video. And originally we were just going to do basically the story of the song. You know, this guy stops by and buys peaches from the girl, and then buys a bunch of peaches from the girl, and that's just it, you know. But I was like laying in bed one night and had that idea just to, you know, the girl robs the farm, and you know, then he goes down for it. That was the original idea, and then we like had so many more little twists we threw in there that came out, you know, up over time. We came up with so. We put a lot into it. We've been working.
So you had that vision then. So you guys did it. So you're basically scripting it out, you know, the vision in your mind. It's now just getting it to come to life. I can't even imagine.
But Justin really brought it to life and knew just how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good at that stuff.
How did you get the people to be in the video? I know one of the leading man is actually a friend of ours.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, James, Kat's brother. And what a small world. When she found out I was going to have you on, she instantly messaged me and said, hey, my brother was the leading man in that.
That's wild. Man, I had never met either one of them. Maritza was the girl and James was the guy. And didn't know him from Adam. And I reached out to Cyrus King. He was my sister's pageant coach in Columbia, South Carolina. When we were growing up, she did pageants. And he's helped me find actors for a music video a few years ago. And he's got a network of girls who have done pageants. And he does coaching and training for things like that. So really, we just needed a pretty girl that was an actor, you know. So I reached out to him, and he gave me both of their contacts. And that's how it happened. So he really saved us.
And Kat, if you're watching, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, James killed it. Both James and Marissa absolutely crushed it.
Now the video, everything that we're talking about, it'll come out tonight at midnight. So will it be on YouTube at midnight? Can somebody they're up late or early tomorrow? They can go to YouTube and look up Peaches.
Absolutely. So the song comes out at midnight. The video comes out at 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow on YouTube, I believe it is.
Okay.
So
it's
so don't wait up to midnight and for the video. You'll be waiting a long time.
Yeah, but if they want to hear the song, they can hear it at midnight.
You can hear the song at midnight for sure.
You know, you talk about that you've never really acted before, but I don't know if Deb would agree or not, but here we're having this conversation and I look at you and I can see you as an actor. Why? I mean, it's like, you know, I swear to God, you look like somebody that could be a famous actor.
I always wanted to be an actor as a kid. When I was growing up, like a little boy, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be in movies. I wanted to be an actor. I don't know why.
Now you're doing it all.
Yeah, well, I've done one little.
Well, you have to start somewhere, and look at Tim McGraw. He did a whole career in country music, and then he, you know, a little bit here and there, and then he just did the whole. What is it? 1833 or something?
1883.
Oh yeah,
18. Yeah. So I mean, you could progress and have an acting career just as much as a music career.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a button here. I'm going to hit a button. Hit
the button.
That's the wrong button. We're going to hit this button. Here we go. Watch. Here we go. Hopefully it'll come up. I'm waiting because I want people to hear this.
I blew out 4 candles on a chocolate birthday cake, and Daddy took a picture, the kind you had to shake, and I unwrapped Lincoln logs, Legos and little trucks, and a fishing pole from Grandpa wrapped in last month's ears and roebuck. He let me ride in the truck bed down to the hardware store, where we picked up night crawlers, hooks and weights and cords, sat in his lap and helped him back the boat into the river. And those things that seemed so small back then now feel a whole lot bigger. He answered every question, one story at a time, pouring out his wisdom and untangling my life. Sometimes I stop and wonder what kind of man I'd be without sunny honey holes with Grandpa, and that's Zepco 33.
There it is, Zepco 33. Dude, that hits so close to home. I mean, I did those things, whether it was with my dad or my grandpa. And, you know, God rest their souls right now. But still, those memories, and I hear that song, and I listened to that last night, and it's just like over and over again. I kept listening to that. Then I'd throw Peaches in every once in a while because I got a little bit on that. Then I'd put back to 33. But
just I was talking about not putting on a sad song here. Right? So,
no, I know exactly. But see, now there's the whole other side of what we talk about. Yet, yeah, it's a sad song, but are you going to turn it off? No.
Oh yeah, it's just. I mean, it's that's as real as it gets to me. That's what I tell people with Zepco. You know, that's just the realest song I think I've ever written. You know, just complete honesty.
Yeah. And how did you? I mean, you said you wrote that song, but is that all what you were thinking? Real life growing up?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a mixture of my grandpa, my uncle, my dad, like things I did with all of them. You know, but kind of had to make it all about my grandpa for it to work in the song, I guess. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff, anything in that song, I can see and stuff that's happened in my life, and every line in it. So, and man, the craziest part of it was it's kind of about both my grandpas because I think about them both when I hear the song. But one of them passed away 7 or 8 years ago. The other one passed away the day we recorded this song. So like, I found out about it. I found out about it about 10 in the morning. We went and cut this thing. We were cutting this thing in a few hours. And so I really struggled getting through this. And I was
going to say, how did you do that?
Yeah, it was really. I mean, we were. It was expected. We knew that he was. It was gonna. We knew a couple weeks out that it was gonna happen any day. So it was kind of just waiting every day, for it. But it was still really tough.
You never really prepared as much as you prepared anyway.
Yeah.
So
we've all been through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think you're ready for it, but you're not ready for it.
No.
When you get the word that it has happened, it's a whole new ballgame. Yeah. What do you do for fun? What do you got your music?
I play shows.
Yeah, I know, but do you
write songs?
Yeah, I know, but when you need that break, what do you do?
Oh man, go grab my daughter and do whatever she wants to do, which is usually something absolutely insanely wild.
Give us an example.
She's gonna want to be thrown up high, like obviously anything in the pool. Go lizard hunt, find lizards and frogs, or
that's a
drive a little car around, chase her around, play hide and seek. I mean, play with block, anything. I mean, she's just wide open, never stops.
and what does she think of what Dad does? Does she get to go and watch?
Sometimes, obviously, she doesn't go to every show. That'd be an absolute nightmare. So people are like, "Why aren't your wife and daughter here?" I'm like, do you know how hard it is for me to get me and my band here? And like, could you imagine dragging a little girl around at 3 a.m, like loading?
Well, wait, now you did it, didn't you? Didn't you say you were sleeping on the side of the stage?
Well, my dad wasn't traveling, 10, 15 hours. He was playing local stuff. He just play every now and then. I mean, one show every 2 months or something. But yeah, everybody's like, why aren't your wife and daughter here? It's like, well, one thing, we're 6 hours away from home, and she takes naps and has a bedtime and like.
Yeah.
Does your wife have a job?
So right now she's actually I think getting ready to start one. She's just finished an interior designer degree, and
okay.
Yeah, she's I think getting ready to start. She's interviewing with a couple places right now. She's got one she really likes, and hopefully something soon. But man, she's full.
Yep. No, I was going to say, did she realize that she's got a husband that could be a star real soon?
Well, I think she needs it for her. We're fine. I mean, she doesn't need to. I tell her all the time, you don't have to, but she wants to, and she's awesome. I don't know what we're gonna do if she does. We'll figure it out. But she's an amazing mom and wife, and just like she works twice as hard as I do, and then like she's amazing. I have a whole new respect for I shouldn't say single moms, but just moms in general. Like, especially when I'm gone for a few days straight, it's like I'll keep Josie, my daughter, for 2 or 3 hours, and I'll be like, "How do you do this all day,
all
every
the
day.
time. Yeah.
It wears you out, But
yeah, there's a lot of entertaining that goes on there. That's for sure.
Now, Deb usually watches when we get ready to do a podcast. She does a lot of homework and she looks at the social media stats. You've got some pretty good numbers. I think Deb was saying something.
I know you got like 21,000 monthly listeners just on Spotify. So I can't even imagine where you're at with the other streaming services. That's pretty awesome.
Well, that number goes all over the place too. We've seen it way up, and it's down a little bit right now. We're hopefully going to get it up as we release some new stuff, but hopefully tomorrow will help it. But yeah, we've seen it grow. Like we've put out 3 songs this year and really seen a lot of things growing, and just very steady, and just continuing to take swings and base hits and just keep at it.
Now we're based in Syracuse, upstate New York, but obviously with the podcast, we're all around the world. But you're coming to this neck of the woods to do a show. The venue is called the Tin Rooster, and it's at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. And it's always a lot of fun. What's that show going to be like?
Yes, sir. I mean, we're going to play all the new stuff, all the new songs we put out. Very high energy. You're going to love my band. I have, I say an incredible drummer, but everybody's incredible. Just all fun guys too. I got a steel player. So I'm taking out now. I just started with a steel guitar player named Taylor. And like I said, very high energy. We're going to do some wild covers that you probably won't expect. And try out a few new songs that we haven't released yet too. And I just love connecting with people, getting to know the people I'm playing for. We always hang out afterwards and hopefully make some new friends in Syracuse. So.
Well, hopefully you and I can have a cold one. And Deb, I'll drink.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get there. Question. So with kind of where you're at in your career, when you come and do these shows, do you play mostly covers and work your songs in, or it's your songs and you're working in covers?
Yeah, well, ideally, we'd love to play all originals, but of course it's not going to happen. But when we do our normal 90-minute set, I'd say it's about 60% originals, 40% covers. But there's a lot of places like college towns. I was telling you, I was talking to Ray earlier, and we were talking about a college town we play, and they want you to play a lot of covers, and we don't really like doing that, but at the same time, you're wasting time if you're not, because I told him, if any of those kids at the college towns we're playing leave remembering your name or one song that you wrote, your mission accomplished,
Yep, exactly.
Agree.
I do. I always say one fan at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
And you build that base. So, yeah. So that's coming up on what, July 28th?
28th.
28th and 29th. And then we're at Sunny Hill Campground in some town you said you'd never heard of in New York.
Bolivara? I can't even pronounce it.
Boulevard.
Yeah. I mean, I never even heard of it. And we're from upstate. We've heard of a lot of these little towns. So that'll be a fun trip.
And you looked it up and you said it's close to Olean?
Like Olean somewhere. So
there's a radio station in Olean that I love. It's called The Pig.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Pig. Who would name the radio?
Well, we should be going there now. Yeah. Not in the winter, right, Skip?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to come up here in the winter, dude. I don't know. Have you been to this area before?
I have. We passed through last October. We had a date near Toronto, and we ended up playing the Turning Stone Casino, I think it was.
That's where that's where the Tin Rooster is.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. We were supposed to play the Turning Stone. They moved it to the Yellow Brick Road, I think.
Oh yeah, that's another property that
another casino.
Have. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so we played there, and we were supposed to play the stage in Buffalo, I think.
Okay.
Yep. That was during 2020, and it got canceled. It was in April of 2020. We were supposed to play the stage, and obviously that didn't happen.
Right.
So
even remember the names of any of the places that you've been to in any of the cities.
Dude,
can y'all tell me? Can y'all do me a favor and tell me where we need to go eat chicken wings while we're up there?
Yeah. Okay. So
he won't be near Syracuse though. He'll be out.
He'll be like, are you staying at the Turning Stone?
I'm not sure yet. I think we are. I'm pretty sure we're staying at Turning Stone. That's the first night, right? And then campground's the Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be if you're going towards Olean from the Turning Stone, you're going to be coming through Syracuse. You're going to be on that what we call the New York State Thruway, and you're going to be heading west towards Buffalo. That's how you get to Olean. And you see
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be wings, just like something local. Give me something really local because my band loves trying, like, we're in a new place, trying something new and local. So
if I knew when you were going to be here in the Syracuse area, we could definitely get you hooked up for a good place to eat. There's a great barbecue called the Limp Lizard here in town, or there's also the Dinosaur.
Okay.
So
that's right here. Yeah,
we'll have to get some fans. Like college football fans? Are y'all Syracuse fans? Like college football?
We try not to discuss it because
well, we're fans by heart. They're just not doing so well right now. So
well, I went to Clemson. I think y'all beat us last year. I think.
Oh, right? Yeah, the Clemson Tigers.
So I'm a big Clemson guy, and y'all broke our heart. So
yeah, but that was luck. No, wasn't it? Because Clemson was so highly ranked. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, because we're more a baseball family than anything here. So, but with football, Clemson was very highly ranked, and Syracuse was down here, and we beat you. So, either somebody was having a really, really, really bad day, or someone was really, really, really good
day.
Well, I think we're up there this year. We're going to be in Syracuse, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this coming fall. So,
yeah. Do you follow basketball at all?
A little bit. I used to, even college basketball.
Yes,
I used to when I was a student at Clemson. I'd go to a lot of the games, but and honestly, growing up, I was a big Duke fan, Duke basketball fan. My grandpa went to Duke, and I'd always watch Duke basketball growing up. When I was with him.
So Duke is the Blue Devils, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I haven't kept up with them in the last several years much at all.
So sports, do you, so you're from Atlanta, you said, right? Or no?
I'm from Rich Springs, South Carolina. It's kind of between Augusta, Georgia and Columbia, Georgia. South Carolina. So it's about 2.5 hours from Atlanta.
Okay.
What's the population?
800.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
So, do you go back and you said you just bought your house here? Do you go back and do you have a home in Nashville, or you just this is your home now and you're going to go kind of back and forth?
I have a little room I stay with. So we just sold we had a house in Nashville that we built in 2017. We just sold.
Okay.
And I stay with a buddy now. I got a place actually kind of Murfreesboro outside of Nashville. I'll stay.
So this will be your home now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
We were
and then wherever I am at the time. I feel like I'm never here, but
I know.
2 weeks ago, I took in the Nashville race. I was out. My wife and I went out for the weekend, and
yeah.
And the Nashville Super Speedway, and it was just I was like a kid in a candy store. It was just so awesome, such a good time.
Yeah,
good time.
Man, Nashville is it's just grown so much, and traffic's gotten just insane, and yes, it's crazy.
We it being the weekend, I know Deb's there quite often. We can talk about that later, but so it was the weekend that we were there, and Saturday evening, I said to my wife, we were staying at the Omni, and I said, you know what? Let's just take a walk over a couple of blocks and take a walk down Broadway. Mistake, because the street was closed off. It was nothing but you could have walked on the heads of people. I mean, and the lines to get in any of the bars was just crazy.
We never went to Nashville. When we never went to Broadway. I mean, when we were, just there all the time. People, and we'd have people come from out of town that would stay with us, and just wanting to go to Broadway. And we were like, oh, we got to go. Yeah.
It never used to be like that though. Years ago, I've been going to the country radio seminar for a lot of years, and I had a friend of mine that played at Tootsie's, and I'd go in and see him, and it was all right. I could get in, no problem. Could walk around. I could go do whatever. Now I can't do that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well,
and I'm not saying I'm not trying to tell people don't go to Nashville. I love.
Oh, it's a you need to go see it. It's a blast. But
it's a blast.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You just got to plan it right, I guess.
Yeah,
I think the best time now is, honest to God, during the day, rooftop during the day, afternoons, because there's still great music, great bands. You still get the feel of being in the bar. They're still crowded, but they're not jam packed. You can get in, you can get out. That's what we do now, because
maybe like in October though, not in July when it's 100 degrees and you're like,
some of them are air conditioned, but yeah, you're right. But
and the rooftops, dude, you didn't wear your deodorant. Holy cow! Yeah. No, I know it's brutal. It's brutal.
So absolutely. The nighttime, weekends are now terrible. So.
But I get it though. I mean, everybody wants to go out and have a good time too. So
of course,
that's all cool. Do you get to play? Maybe not on Broadway. Obviously, you said you don't go down to Broadway, but what places do you play at around Nashville, if you play at any?
Yeah, love playing the Bluebird, listening room. We'll play Whiskey Jam every now and then at Winters. I've played a bunch of songwriter rounds at a ton of places, Live Oak, all the Tin Roof, and I've played Broadway a couple times, but it's not what I moved there to do. I feel like you have to kind of commit to that, and it can kind of take up all of your time. And I've played like lots of songwriter events, and
you do what you
Will you go back and do that still? Or
yeah. I mean, my whole team is there, and like I'm like so I'm there a week or two out of the month. I was there week before the 4th. I'll be up there next week. We're recording and I'm writing and I'm writing on Zoom. Like I sit here with this microphone and my speaker and I wrote a couple songs this week in South Carolina, but with my people in Nashville. So it's and honestly, the last two years in my house in Nashville, I was writing in Zoom all the time because of COVID. So it's like it doesn't feel any different really than the last than 2020 and 2021. But so it's been a good thing.
Well, you say it doesn't feel any different, but does it really? I mean, it's one thing being in the same room with your co-writers or with other writers, and you can kind of see their body language and feel a little bit of what they're trying to say. But over Zoom, I don't know how you can do that.
So I was just talking with my brother-in-law about this, and in April of 2020, I was, the world had been shut down for a month, and I said, everybody started Zoom, right? And I was like, that's stupid. There's no way I'm going to write on Zoom. I'm not doing that. That's just not going to happen. This will blow over in a few weeks, and everybody will forget about it, and we're going to go back to normal. Well, it didn't happen. So finally, maybe May or June of that year, I was like, I got to start writing again. So I bought a good microphone, and if you have a good camera, a good microphone, and good audio on both ends, it's really not that bad. And I started writing good songs on Zoom. And then I realized I don't have to fight traffic in the morning. I don't have to wear pants. I don't have to wear pants if I don't want to. I can control the air conditioning in my room, and because a lot of those publishers on Music Row are freezing cold in the middle of the summer. So if you forget to bring like a jacket, you're going to freeze the whole time. Then I got my coffee maker in my little writing room, my snacks, and I was like, man, this is actually really good. And you just kind of like focus on the task at hand, have your little Google Doc, and you can see each other. And man, I honestly think I write better songs on Zoom. I hate to say that, and I think that sounds dumb, but I really think I write better songs on Zoom. I wrote Peaches on Zoom. I've written I wrote like all these songs that I'm putting out. I've written on Zoom. It's crazy.
It's amazing. That is good. That is good.
I don't enjoy. I'd rather obviously see people in person and hang out with them, shake their hands and stuff. But it works. It's working really good. So,
but if you want to get up and get a cup of coffee, like you said, there it is. You need to use the restroom. There it is. You need to whatever. You don't have to worry about getting all dressed. Like you said. I mean, and I'm fighting the traffic. That's especially there. And they drive like they're crazy. I know that for a fact because when we went there a couple of weeks ago, our Uber driver was driving a Tesla. A little out of control. I'm just telling you, this guy was happy to be driving a Tesla, 0 to 60 in a second or two. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was
the Uber drivers make $1 bazillion in Nashville. That's for sure.
Or Uber makes $1 bazillion, but how much?
Uber does too.
How much does the driver really make? I don't know. I thought about it. Like, what if my radio career all of a sudden ended? After how many years that I've been doing this, I'd go and drive maybe Uber or Lyft or one of those. And I'm going.
I know a lot of musicians that I know like do that on the side and they just do it when they want to and make some good money.
Now the Uber was telling us, the driver was saying that Uber provided the car, but he still has to pay monthly for it. Wow. And then every couple of years or whatever, every so many months, he turns it in and gets another one. I don't know. I don't know the whole deal. I have no idea, but it was something like
that's very interesting.
So how did the pandemic with you? You were talking about, Zoom writing over the pandemic. You as an independent artist, very talented. You got what it takes. You're making it work. The world shuts down. How did you do like online shows? Did you do like, all that stuff with Pickle Jar maybe to make some money? What did you do during that?
Yeah, so I just signed my first record deal in December of 2019, and then we had a radio tour planned, a whole bunch of songs to release and roll out, tour dates all over. I mean, all over the country. It was we worked so hard. Excuse me.
You're good.
To get this tour schedule together, and it just kind of all fell apart, in March. And it was I feel like I was pretty positive through the whole thing. Until a few months in, when you have the same day over and over. I started losing my mind a little bit. I think me and my wife both. We just had our daughter Josie. She was, less than a year old, and here we are just doing the same day over and over. When is this thing going to end? And but yeah, I started doing live streams, and in about July, August, we decided like we have to start back playing somehow. Like I have to do something, and we announced that we're going to do 6 house call dates. It was like private parties, in people's backyard. So
yeah,
I was like, man, I hope we can get a couple people to bite on this. As soon as we announced it, I think we had like 50 something people reach out, and like it was crazy. Everybody was so ready to have live music back. So we did an entire fall in people's backyards and into the spring. Like we played every single weekend. We were going somewhere and playing like a backyard party, and dude, it was incredible. It was some of the most fun I've ever had playing music because we made so many friends and met so many people. And, when you play a club, it might have 1,000 people or 500 people in there or whatever. And sometimes I wonder, do these people even know, or they even have any idea who we are? Are they listening? They're just out there drinking, having a good time, meeting girls, whatever. But you go play in a backyard for 80 people, 60 people, whatever. I feel like you have an army of fans in that little town that you just played in. Like they're going to come to everything and support you. So it was a really cool experience. And I felt like one of the best things that happened to me, really, because I got like all these little pockets all over the place where if I go play there, all these people that I played in their backyard are going to show up and, support me. So it was a really cool thing looking back.
That makes it very, very personal too for fans. And when you gain new fans that way, and now they feel like they're truly a part of your career and your journey. So
yeah, and I feel like I really know them.
Great way to do it.
I went to your house, and y'all ate together, and it's really cool.
Oh my gosh!
This was during the pandemic.
Definitely. I guess I don't know what you consider the pandemic, but it was.
I was just because there were all these different rules and regulations.
Oh yeah.
You can't have any more than 10 people in your house or whatever. That's the way it was.
Oh my God, remember that?
Yes.
Well,
and then the cops would come and knock on the door and say how many people it's because somebody would play,
the crazy thing was, I mean, it was like that in Nashville and in my hometown in South Carolina, in the middle of nowhere, like that stuff did not apply. Like it was like people.
And you're still here to talk about it. So hey.
Anyway, it was I don't know. It was a lot of. I remember all the controversy, but yeah, it's just I don't know. There was definitely places where it was a lot stricter than others, and we gotten a year or so into it, and I don't know. I felt like there was a period where we were kind of like, okay, we're back at this, and I don't know.
So, with Peaches coming out at midnight, the video coming out 8:00 tomorrow morning on YouTube. Highly recommend anybody watching this. Make sure you check it out. But what about getting that song to radio? How is Renee in that group? Are they the ones pushing it to radio, or what are we doing here? How is a programmer like myself? Now, obviously, I know how to get my hands on it, but other people that probably don't know you, how's that work?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we don't have a huge, Warner or Sony's radio team or any of these. Like we're not them, but Renee is. We've definitely sent it some people. I have a lot of stations I'm close with, close to where I grew up in South Carolina and all, and they're supporting it. I know some told me they're going to play it tomorrow, which is amazing. Really appreciate it. And, we're definitely focusing on using all these songs to grow socials, to grow our streaming, and just kind of sort of make everything work together. But, we definitely appreciate any radio support. It's amazing.
So with the show coming up at the Turning Stone at the Tin Rooster, now, is it this sounds kind of crazy, but I know Deb's giving me the look already.
I'm like, what's he gonna ask?
Yeah, but are you driving up in your own car? Do you have a Ford van? And are you lucky enough to have a bus? What's the deal?
So we travel. I wish I could turn the camera around and show you because it's parked right in front of me. We call it Vandy Griffith, and it's a
because that's what I asked. I'll ask if there's a name for it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but you do it. So
fell right into it. I love it.
It's like a Sprinter van, but it's actually a Ford Transit. It looks just like a Sprinter.
Yep.
It's got 5 bunks in the back, and it's got a little lounge with a TV and 2 little couch kind of things, and a little bar area, and the 2 seats up front, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So it's kind of like a little camper. It's got the roof AC and all that. We don't replace hotels with it. We have a couple times, but we still usually get hotels. We can at least sleep going down the road and take turns driving and be a little more comfortable. So it's like a mini bus without a bathroom, but it looks like a Sprinter van.
Guys, I wouldn't worry about it.
What's that?
It's a bunch of guys. You're not worried about it.
So does your team come up to where you are? Because you have the Andy Griffith. What'd you say, Andy Griffith? No, Vandy Griffith.
Vandy Griffith, yeah.
Since you're home base, will they all come up to you and then you kind of hit the road from there?
It depends on which way we're going. Normally, it just depends if we're going east, west, north.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah.
So my drummer is east, my guitar player is north, and my steel player is west. So we'll meet at one of the houses depending on which way we're going. So if we're going south, they can meet at my house. So, yeah.
It'd be great memories though.
Oh, it's amazing. I bought it during the pandemic. I was because we were touring in a 2013 Nissan Armada for years with a trailer, and when the pandemic hit, and other vehicles too, whatever I could scrape up. But when the pandemic hit, people started selling these, and I was looking at them. I had my eye on them for a while, and I was like, "There's no way I can afford these." Well, I just watched the price start dropping because everybody started selling them about 6-8 months into the pandemic. Nobody was touring, and they're just sitting around, and they were just started popping up for sale everywhere. I stole this thing.
Good for you.
Straight up, I made it was already listed for less than half of what I was seeing them for normally. I was like, this is crazy. So I went in, I made an offer that I was not prepared to buy it. I was just like, there's no way they're going to take this. And I just made a stupid low offer, and they said yes. And I was like, oh man, I guess I'm buying this thing.
They were desperate.
Good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cody, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Man, playing music, whatever that means. I'm in this thing.
Bigger places, bigger venues, bigger.
Yeah, obviously the goal is to
top 10.
There's a lot of goals, but I feel like ultimately it's just to have people appreciate your music and show up to your shows, whether that's having #1 songs or just selling out 1,000 capacity venues. I love the Corey Smith, Mustard Down Blow Line, their model. Let's just build real fans and do it all ourselves. I think that's really cool. But I'm also if I go the label route where we're putting out songs and trying to get them #1, that's fine too. But I just love writing, playing music, and love having people that appreciate it. That's what I love doing. So
absolutely. Are you following anybody currently on TikTok or YouTube or Insta or any of those? Because a lot of our new artists are coming from the social networks. Warren Ziders, and he's not even on the radio yet. He just came out with a single, one of the most added last week, and we're going to be on it this week. But that artist, Warren, has just sold out a venue for a month down the road here in central New York. And the venue holds about 3,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just amazes me. Are you following anybody like that?
I keep up with some friends and some people, but I think you're talking about TikTok and all these apps. It's funny to watch them kind of come and go. Yes. I feel like as soon as everybody starts hopping on the Facebook train, then it's Instagram. People hop on that as the next thing comes out, TikTok or whatever. And I feel like now people are getting frustrated with TikTok, and so it's really hard to stay on top of what I guess was working. But
what about Threads? Are you on Threads?
I just got that. Alex signed me up for that last week, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And I just made my first post on it, I think a day or two ago. So
I signed up the day that they made it public. So I jumped on it. The radio station has jumped on it.
Cool.
And I'm getting, a lot of artists are getting on it, and they're following us back now.
Cannot keep up.
It's a lot, man. Social media is a full-time job. It's crazy. I've spent hours and hours just getting ready for this release tonight, and still got a lot of work to do.
You have your dog's on the mantle behind you.
On the mantle.
What's that?
Don't say.
I was kidding.
Oh, you scared me.
I know.
She is chewing something in the
I know
corner.
she's doing all right. You know, Cody, it's been a lot of fun to talk with you tonight and get to know you a little bit. Very excited about you making the trip up to this area because I definitely would like to come out and see the band and say hello in person. I know you were at CRS last year, the country radio seminar that we all talk about, anybody that's in radio. And that's a great opportunity for you to go out and meet people. And that's actually Kat Valesco, who we were talking about. She was on the Skip Happens podcast with Deb and I.
Okay, cool.
And we told her, I said, you know what? You need to go to CRS. She went to CRS this year. She hung out with us. Her and her brother, William, just loved him to death. Probably 95% of the time at CRS. And we just took them everywhere with us. We hung out in the bar together. Frank Ray was there and his group. We just had so much fun. And just, now she'll go every year. So was that your first CRS?
No, I've been several times. I've popped in when I first moved to Nashville in 2014. I've gone to a couple, just didn't know what I was doing. But we went and when I signed with CMG back in 2019 in February of 2020. Were you there in February 2020?
Yes.
I think that's what started. I think that's what started COVID.
Yeah. When we came back, they shut everything down.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
were there like 15 hours a day, every day. Dude, it was the longest week. And I got sick.
I was going to ask because so many people got sick right after that.
The sickest I had ever been in my entire life after that week.
You had it.
But I'm starting. I don't know. I got tested, months later, and the antigen, whatever the test was, they said I didn't have it, but I don't know. I don't believe it.
I don't know. I don't believe that.
Yeah, but I was there all day, every day, and then I've been, I guess not every year since then, because they didn't have it in 20. Did they have it in 2021?
They had a virtual because I did the virtual.
Definitely didn't do that.
Right.
But I was there this year. I was there in February this year. I can't remember if I did last year. I think I did some stuff for it last year.
Yeah, we went last year. We went this year.
But yeah, this year I did a few things. I did the pickle jar show one of the days, and
Was that on the pickle jar show? Was that on a stage like in the entryway to the ballrooms, or
it was at the little bar? Was it Bar Lines? I think.
Oh, Bar Lines. Oh no, we were there for that.
Okay.
Dang. I don't know. We were stuck on a bar stool.
Yeah, that's what I was
say. I don't think
that's where I met Katie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Cody, it's been a pleasure to chat with you tonight, to find out about your music. And thank you. I know you got a big release coming up, and I know you're probably got so much to do tonight. You spent close to an hour with us, and
really appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah. And, we're very informal. It Skip Happens. We just have a lot of fun. We talk, we get to know each other a little bit. And anybody that watches this, I think it's so awesome that they get to see the artist. They get to know that you're a real person. You do everything just like everybody else. And you know what I mean? That's what we try to do when we do the podcast, and just be one-on-one.
Well, man, y'all have been awesome. I hope I get to meet y'all here in a couple weeks.
Oh, we're gonna try. You tell Renee we said hello too. Tell Ray Fulcher when you see him. You said he's one of your best friends, and we did a show with him not that long ago. Just a great guy, great writer. Yeah.
Cool. Where was the show with him?
It was in Syracuse at a place called the Wildcat.
Awesome.
With the radio station and something, and if Renee sees this, I'd love to have you come up and do a show for listeners. And this way they get to hear your music, they get to hear your single.
Man, that'd be great.
It's called a What's Next New Artist Private Listener Showcase.
That'd be amazing.
It is. So I know Renee's going, yep, she's writing it down right now. So.
Yep.
She's awesome. You've got a great team. I'm telling you, those people are the best. So
they amaze me every day. Like, they're so organized and work so hard, and just it's a complete blessing. They're amazing.
It is. It's awesome. Ray. Now I'm going to call you Ray. Cody, if somebody, I know, really, there goes my mind. That means that Skip Happens. It's time to close. So if somebody wants to get a hold of your music, where can they go? To the website, digital service providers, where can they go to do that?
So speaking of my amazing team, if you go to any of my social media, it's Cody Webb Country on Instagram. Just look up Cody Webb on Facebook. There's a little link in my bio, and it takes you to this page where there's just literally everything: the music videos, the music, the merch, the tour dates, anything that there could be will be there. all nicely laid out so you can see it. So yeah, if you just go to my Instagram and click the little link, you can find everything there.
Mm-hmm. And Deb is the president and founder of the Country Music Fan Club, which is not only cool, but it's all over.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And
we'll be promoting you and all your music on Country Music Fan Club social media, Facebook and Instagram. So we'll follow you. If you get a chance, follow us back. This way, when you have new things coming out, we'll get some new fans to you and some new music to our fans. So.
That's awesome. And speaking of that link I was telling you about, we're doing a $500 giveaway for this song. So all you have to do is go click on that link, and there's like a little giveaway thing. You just go sign up with your email, and
nice.
There's a few different ways to enter, like pre-save the song, things like that. But
what a great incentive.
Yeah.
I love that. And if you're watching this wherever you are, just make sure you subscribe to Skip Happens, because we do these like every week. So it's pretty cool. All right. Cody, thanks for joining us here tonight. We want you to hang out when we say goodbye to everybody. And
sounds good.
Thank you so much for coming out with us tonight.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, thank
Looking forward to seeing y'all in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Yes.
Have a good night.
It's July 28th at the Turning Stone. Tin Rooster.
Tin Rooster.
Tin Rooster. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.